So to touch on the cash flow management piece again. So someone's leaving the shop with cash in hand each day. How do you manage the process if it's not you doing it, if it's an employee doing it? How do you manage the process of giving them a wad of cash so that they can go out and do their route, do their pickups, and making sure that the customer actually got the agreed upon amount and that what's owed to you comes back to manage that piece of cash in the business?
Okay, so majority of this falls back into a couple things. Trust situation between you and whoever you employ, hire to go out and do, to pick up the vehicles, to do the buying. Different people, different companies do it differently. Some will go out and do the purchasing themselves and obtain the title, and then they'll send the driver out to pick up the vehicles. But if you don't, I mean, it's good to just know that you can trust the person that you have that's in your truck and trailer or in your tow truck, to a certain extent. We have forms that we have our customers fill out, and the forms, whether there's a title or there's no title, the form, they have to fill out their information. We get a copy of their driver's license, insurance or registration to match, and on that form there's an amount that the driver can fill everything out on the form, but the customer has to sign. But there is a section on the form where it says, it actually says cash or check, but we pay everything cash.
Got it.
So, and then next to that amount, there's an amount that they have to put in that the vehicle, that they pay for the vehicle. But majority of the time, those negotiations are handled prior to picking the vehicles up.
Got it.
There are, I want to say maybe 20%, 25% of the time that there's either renegotiation after our driver gets there, or that price is not, agreed upon or put out there until the driver gets out there and sees the vehicle. Because there's a lot of times where customers just says, I don't know what I want to get for the vehicle. Make me an offer. And then there's some where that we love these, the ones that the customer will say, because we asked the question, during the phone interview section, what are you looking to get for this vehicle, man? I don't know. I don't care. I just want it out of here. Bingo. Yeah. When you get those and I just want it out of here. I just want it out of my driveway. I just want my space. They don't really care about what they care more so about is getting their space, is cleaning up their property, not the dollar figure. There's a lot of junkyards that they get cars for free. People calling them up, I got a junk vehicle, can you pick it up? What do you charge to pick it up? Because they're still stuck on back in the day's time. Back in the day, yeah, you used to have to pay a junkyard to come get them. So with that being said, we utilize everything with the forms, and 75-80% of the times, all of that is is taken care of before we send our drivers out.
Got it.
If you have a driver that you can trust, then it works out a lot better doing that.
Okay.
Now you can give a driver, and again, everyone does it differently. Some people give the driver the cash per vehicle. If we operate everything out of one location, so it's a little bit different. But I know of people that I know some people that do this out of their home and they sit at home and they handle the calls. They never go out in the truck. They have someone else going out and do the work. And then there's guys that do everything. They're in the truck. They answer the phones in the truck. So everybody's situation is different. But if you have a driver, some guys will give a driver, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 for the day, and he goes out and does his thing, and he comes back and he brings that money back to the office or to whoever's in charge. And some people do it per car. It's like dispatching the driver out every time you get that call. Sometimes it's a little harder that way because there's times where, especially if you get a good amount of calls, your driver's on the road. I mean, we'll go out as far as an hour and a half, sometimes an hour and 40 minutes from our office to pick up cars. So if a driver's on the road, you know, if he's got the cash on him, it benefits a little bit more because he doesn't have to. I can send a driver out, let's say an hour and 15 minutes away, and then I get another call, and I successfully close that deal, and that is maybe 45 minutes away, but it's en route to that driver coming back, you know, to the to our shop. So if he didn't have the cash on him, now he'd have to come all the way back, pick up cash, now go 45 minutes out to in turn come back.
Mhm.
So I will say, you know, the driver that we have currently is someone that we can trust. You know, I can send him out with I can send him out with $5,000 cash and know that he's going to do the right thing. He's not going to go out and again, we're in 2022. Okay, the era that we are in. I used to say my motto was, "It's hard to get good help." Well, during this pandemic, when they were getting the stimulus that they were getting, and you know, unemployment was paying what they were paying, it was hard to get help in general, let alone good help. So to find someone trustworthy is a needle in a haystack. You know, trustworthy, honest, loyal, it's a needle in a haystack. So you know, when you have someone like that, then it works out better because you can trust that they're going to go out there. They're going to you got to have a lot of trust. You got to have trust that they're not going to try to backstab you. And if they go out and I'll give you an example, I see this happen all the time. They may get to a house where a person said, you know, I don't care what I want. I just want out of here. And they get there and they start talking to the customer. And the customer says, you know what? I don't even want anything. I'm glad you're here. You can just take it. Well, that driver, there's many different ways that driver could be sneaky and scammy. You know, he can tow it somewhere and say it was gone, he didn't pick it up. He can cancel, he can call his buddy that he knows how to truck and trail, says, let's come get this car. We're gonna get like $800 between the cat and the car, we'll split it. You know, there's many different avenues that someone who is disloyal and untrustworthy, that, you know, there's many ways that this could go.
Mhm.
Again, I've seen this happen too many times. I have an issue with trusting people, you know, and it's kind of a good thing because you know, my motto is, you know, I don't trust anyone until they, you know, trust is earned. And as quick as you earn it, you can lose it faster. But when someone, you know, from the door, I don't trust anyone. I meet someone, I have zero trust. What you do with that is up to you. You can bring that trust level up, you can bring it down. So yeah, with that being said, you know, the driver we have currently is someone that we can trust. We do trust. If you can't trust, or you know, someone's at that zero level, they have not earned their trust yet, work your way up. You know, but you know, definitely stay on top of things. Stay on, you know, stay on top. Keep that communication with the customer. You know, you can contact them back. Mrs. Jones, you know, how was the purchase? How did everything go? Did my guys take care of you? Okay. Were you satisfied with the offer? You know, and Mrs. Jones is going to say, you know, yes or no, or, you know, you can check up on you, especially if you have a new driver.
Mhm.
Check up on them. You know, did they pay you cash? You know, you can always call and ask these questions. Or you can request that, you know, send a driver out and request that every customer has to sign. You know, and that's another thing. You know, they have to sign next to the, you know, signature section. They have to sign that. You can request that they have to sign to the amount that you gave them, and you can also tell your drivers, listen, the customer has to fill this complete form out. Okay. So everything's got to be in the customer. So if it comes back and it's not that customer signature, you know what I mean. But it gets to a bad situation when you have you're dealing with someone you can't trust. You know,
Got it.
so
Okay.
trust is a big factor nowadays, especially
Uh,
in employees and stuff like that.